All I wanna do is stay here loving you until our time is through. All I wanna do is stay here loving you until our time is through.
I am passionate about my company, Restorative Hair and Skin, and one of the main reasons I'm helping my customer and my clientele is by infiltrating this heavily saturated market, this hair industry market, by offering natural-based, proven products that work. And these products, I must interject, are handmade in small batches because I want to keep the quality of the product for each customer. So quantity is good, and I'm sure eventually we will reach that level. But for right now, I am happy and comfortable with offering natural-based products that work.
Well, good. That's very important, very important. So describe to us the outcome that you actually help your clients achieve.
Okay, so I'm just a true believer. When a consumer uses a product, it should benefit that consumer to the utmost. A lot of the companies in the market today, their focus is on profit. Their focus is on mass production, which that should be all of our goals. But the focus also should be for the benefit of the consumer, our clients. And just like they're in the market to make money, I am also in the market to make money. But my main goal is to address the issue and the problem that my customer, my client, comes to me with. And this is my belief, this is my thought process, because if I can help the consumer achieve their hair and skincare goals, then I am profitable. We are a success. And to me, that is a thriving, successful company.
Well, I agree with you totally on that. That's a good way to look at it, and a good, I would say, motto to really follow and live by. Tell me, in terms of, describe at least one of the major problems you specialize in solving.
Okay, so one of my main concentrations and one of my main issues that we specialize in is hair loss, damaged hair, and overprocessed hair. I know that's not just one, but it all is encapsulated because it has to deal with hair. Because a lot of times hair loss comes from damaged hair. Hair loss comes from overprocessed hair. And so hair, and then too, hair that appears to not to want to grow, or is not growing, or is refusing to grow and thrive. This is what we specialize in. So to answer the question, I would say that we specialize in, or I specialize in, I'm solving hair and scalp issues.
Well said. Solving hair and scalp issues. And why would you say this is such of a huge problem?
It's a huge problem, mainly because everyone wants healthy hair. I have yet to meet someone to say, like, I don't want no hair. A lot of times we don't want to do our hair, and we don't want to be bothered with our hair. But for the majority of the people who I come in contact with, they want a healthy head of hair. I have even gone one step further and asked children, like little girls, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, do you like your hair? And they would say yes. And I would even ask them, what do you like about your hair? A lot of them would say they don't like their hair. My question would be why? And they would say, well, it's not long like her hair. and they would point to a different ethnicity type of hair, and I get it. But once again, to really address the question is, the problem is everyone wants hair, and they want healthy hair. And one of my mantras is, what goes in is what comes out. So I also address that issue and that problem also, because that contributes to our hair and skin problems.
Wow, that is just so deep in terms of what was stated. I mean, it's amazing that when you ask a little one that question, how plain and straightforward the answer is. And there's a number of things that could lead to that answer, but I'm glad that you're actually focusing on it and asking those questions to help find a solution. And talking about solutions, what would you say is your solution to this problem?
Okay, so I address this issue, this problem of hair loss, damaged hair, overprocessed hair, or even thinning hair, with a practical, natural, with practical, natural-based products. And I also address it with everyday dietary solutions, because once again, like I said, what goes in is what comes out. I offer my customers, first of all, a consultation so that we can have like a one-on-one direct conversation addressing their problem. And then after having the conversation with them, I can really consult with them and offer the proper product that's going to be beneficial for them. And I can also make suggestions as far as what to eat, what you may need to avoid. And also I address different issues based on your blood type. And a lot of us stylists, people who are out here offering hair and scalp hair care, as they call it, I address it from many different aspects. And one of them is blood type, what are you eating, products you're using. So to recap and or to answer, to directly answer the question, I offer consultations that address the issue, and I offer my clients prescriptions. And you don't ever go to a hairstylist and leave with the prescription. You don't ever have a consultation with even your dermatologist a lot of times. If you leave with the prescription, you're leaving with a steroid-based prescription, where I offer a hands-on, direct, step-by-step hair and scalp regimen prescription. It is suggested. It's a plan that you can follow, and it actually helps you to reach your having healthy hair / better hair goal at home.
Lovely. I love that. I love the approach of, the consultation that then leads into, really diagnosing what's taking place, what's going on from all aspects and all levels to really come up with that, as you mentioned, regimen to move things forward in a more, real specific manner, not just, throw stuff in the sky and see what helps. So very good. I like that approach. Can you explain some of the benefits and advantages of, how to have healthier hair at home?
Another one of my mantras, because I have several of them, because I'm always talking and repeating a lot of the same things. But another one of my mantras is, you can have healthy hair at home, and you can achieve this goal once you carefully follow the instructions and directions that I offer during our consultation. So the consultation is important, but the benefit of using restorative hair and skin product line is that you can do it yourself in the privacy of your own home. And some of us are very comfortable at doing our hair ourselves. And then there are others who are not that versed at doing their hair at home. And guess what? That's okay. The benefit here is that you will have a product in hand that you could actually take to your hairstylist. And by following the directions are on the bottle, step 1 and 3, step 2, step 4. I mean, it's no way to mess this up, okay? But, you know, it's clearly stated on the bottle. And plus you also will have a prescription that you can actually print out and take with you with specific instructions and direction. I know the stylist is a professional. I don't disregard that at all, but we're looking at dealing with an issue and a problem that your stylist at this moment in time has yet to address, or you wouldn't need me, or you wouldn't look for me. Because most people who look for me is because they're having a hair and scalp issue, and by word of mouth, someone said, I know the hair doc, give her a call, and you can get better. This will help you with your hair and scalp issue.
I love the hair doc. I love that hair doc. What does the hair doc stand for?
The hair doc stands for, well, naturally hair, but the DOC, I have to throw in a disclaimer here because I'm not a medical doctor. I am in school to become a trichologist at the moment, but the DOC stands for Defender of the Crown.
Love it. And as we all know, crown meaning the top of the scalp, the hair, etc. So I love that. Very nice play of words there. Very good. Can you describe the difference achieving this outcome can make in your client's life?
Yes. Oh, so once again, I offer the consultation, and once the consumer has followed the instructions, the directions, the prescription that's given, they're guaranteed a favorable outcome. And I would have to say favorable mainly because you can't get this product line wrong. You can't mess this product line up. Well, you can, but we'll talk about that a little later. But in dealing with your hair and scalp issues, sometimes it does require medical and how you say this word? Dermatology? No, dermatology.
Yes, dermatologist.
Right. It does require medical care, like from your PCP or from your dermatologist, and these are hair and scalp issues that naturally are beyond my scope of practice, which I will quickly address and admit to myself and to my client. But then with the basic hair loss, with the basic hair and scalp issues, once we address the root of the problem. So in dealing with the consultation, I'm actually getting to the root of the hair loss. Okay? And once we understand what the root of the hair loss is, I can actually address the issue. And then by addressing the issue, using the product line, taking the different supplements, changing up your dietary habits, you will achieve your hair and scalp goals.
Good. Well said. It's very important that, we follow instructions, and first thing first is finding out what the problem is, and then once we find it out, it's a matter of, okay, now we need to definitely dive in and work on practical solutions that actually brings results. So I'm glad you stated those things in that way. What would you say? I mean, been there doing this for such a long period of time. What would you say are some of the biggest myths out there when it comes to really having healthier hair, at home, etc.?
So one of the biggest challenges or myths that I have run into throughout the years, and in dealing with hair and scalp, and I call it hair and skin instead of hair and scalp. I just want to address this real quick, mainly because our people don't relate the scalp as being a part of your skin. Why? I still don't understand that. I mean, I even asked some people, do you consider your scalp a part of your skin? And they'll say, no, my scalp is where my hair grows. And my skin is, and I'm like, okay, but is there a division? Is there like a dividing line between your eyebrows and your hair? I mean, your scalp is a part of your skin. And so you're right. So that has been one of the biggest myths and challenges that I have run into. Another one is what people choose to believe. The belief system is amazing. And when someone believes something, you have to move the moon and the stars a lot of times in order to convince them to believe something else.
Right.
And one of the things is old wives' tales. Like some people, they will not cut their hair unless it's a full moon. And so my question then becomes, okay, so do you walk around with a calendar that shows you like when it's going to be? Because I never know like when it's going to be a full moon. I just walk outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
The moon is there.
Right. And so I'm like, okay, so do you wait till like 8 or 9 o'clock at night when you see the full moon and you say, okay, now it's time to cut my hair? I don't get it.
I got to go make an appointment.
Correct. 9 o'clock at night to get a haircut. Another one is if you cut your hair will grow faster. Okay, so what I have my customer or client do is I will actually grab their hair and I squeeze the end of their hair and I say, does that hurt? And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, you just told me that if you cut your hair that it's going to grow faster. Then I take my comb and I press it into into their scalps until they say, ow, are you crazy? And I'm like, okay, which one hurts? The ends of your hair or when I just press the comb into your scalp? And they was like, well, when you press that comb in my scalp. I said, okay, so cutting your hair has nothing to do with growing your hair. Where I pressed that comb in your scalp and you felt that, that's where your hair growth is. So that's one of the problems, myths, the challenges that I have as far as trying to get people to change their mindset and their beliefs is your hair grows from the inside out. And then also in using products, a lot of people use products that are petrochemical, petroleum-based. And I know several products, it will have honey on the front of the bottle. It will have aloe on the front of the bottle. But when you read the label, there is no honey, there is no aloe. And I'm like, it's alcohol, petrochemical, petroleum-based chemical, and they will put their life on the line to tell me this works. And I'm like, no, it doesn't, because now you're sitting in my chair. now you're giving me a call. So in dealing with mindset, this is one of the biggest myths and challenges that I have when it comes to allowing people or getting people to have healthy hair at home, believe it or not.
Wow, that is very, very deep, and I mean just the way how you bring across the understanding from where the hair growth starts, whether it's at the end of the tip or whether it's at the scalp. I mean the method used is very strong, and for them really hitting home the point of your scalp is where the growth really starts. So I totally understand. So on that same topic of myths, let's also just dive into misconceptions. You know, there's some myths, and then there's some misconceptions. Individuals who are looking for, hair and skin or hair and scalp treatment really have about the whole process. What would you say, two of those might be?
Okay, one of the misconceptions, one of the misunderstandings is the growth process. And then as far as how much this is going to cost and everything, I have to address it based on the person's mentality, believe it or not. And because everyone is different. And I meet people where you are. If you are street hood ghetto, I know how to get street hood ghetto with you. If you are a proper, well-etiquette type of person, I know how to meet you at that level also. If you are a overly educated, know-it-all type of person, I can swim in that river with you as well. And one of the misunderstandings and one of the misconceptions is you have an issue and you have a problem. It took a while, a lot of times, before people get to me, it took a while for the hair to fall out. It took a while for you to address the issue. And with the time that we're living in, people want to see results right now. They want to see results tomorrow. They want that bald spot to be filled in within a matter of 7 days. We live in such a fast food, microwave, I want it now, get it now type of generation.
Instant gratification.
Right. Instant gratification, that's real good. Where we want it fast and we want it now. And that's why people have gravitated to weaves and lace frontals, braids, crochet hairstyle, locks and twists, and that's why this area has taken off tremendously. Another misconception and misunderstanding is that to be honest, a lot of the ladies, they don't want to deal with the hair loss. They don't want to embrace the texture that they have been dealt with, and they don't want to deal with the type of hair that they truly have. Although we do have relaxers that can help you achieve a different type of texture if you use it the proper way, because relaxer doesn't make your hair fall out. Chemicals does not make your hair fall out. Okay, it's the misuse of. Another misconception. Perm, they call it crack paste or whatever they call it now or whatever, and that is not it. It's the misuse of. It's when you overprocess. So again, another misconception misuse. Now, I'm not denouncing any of these type of hairstyles as far as the lace frontals and the wigs and the weaves and things like that, because sometimes we do need help to get through our hair loss and scalp issues. But at the same time, are we addressing the hair and scalp issues? Are we really ready to invest in our hair and scalp issues, or are we looking for this quick fix, slap it on, glue it on as the answer? So, yeah.
That's really deep. That's really deep. I like how you put that in terms of, you know what, these things did not happen overnight. It took time to get to the point where it's at when they came to see you. And most likely they would have spent a lot of money just trying to find different cures and try to find different things that work. So by the time they get to you, it's definitely to the point where, okay, we need to get this done. This is our consultation. This is what we found. Therefore, this is the treatment for it. And anyone who thinks that it's going to be a, snap of the finger or you flick a light switch and it all gets reversed immediately, they're not being realistic when they look at the time span that the whole thing has occurred in. So I'm glad that you're really clear about that. Thank you so very much for stating that the way you did. With fear, with misconceptions and myths and all these good things, there comes fears. There's common fears that people would have when dealing with a topic like their hair and their skin and just the treatment of that. What would you say are some of the fears that you hear a lot of your clients who came to you would have stated?
What I've noticed this far in dealing with hair loss and hair and scalp issues is people want results. They've tried everything. They've been there. They've done that. They just want results. They want genuine, honest results. And they want their hair to grow back. They want to wear their hair. And the fear is that the hair won't grow back. The fear is all is lost. And the fear is no matter what I do, my hair is not going to grow back. I have to be honest and say that my hair would always grow to my neck. And I never could get it to grow down my back like my sister's hair. I have two sisters. And I would ask my mom all the time, why my hair not like their hair? We have the same mom, same dad, and it's like my hair would not grow past my shoulders until I started using my product line. And now my hair, I have a ponytail. I don't have to wrap hair around, like the weave wrap, the braid hair. I don't have to put that in my hair to make me a little ponytail or a donut, as we all know. And my hair actually started growing. So we all have busy lives and everything, but we have to get to the point where we put our fears kind of on the shelf, and we have to address our hair and scalp issues head on, because when it comes to dealing with hair loss, when it comes to dealing with the regrowth of your hair, if we let the truth be told, the fear actually comes down. I mean, yes, we're dealing with fear, but it really comes down to there is no commitment in dealing with addressing your hair loss issue. Like I was saying, yes. Like I was saying earlier, we have such busy lives, including myself. I'm guilty as well. When we need to get something resolved, we want it resolved right now. Just like I mentioned, and I'm facing myself getting something done and getting something resolved right now. But guess what? This is gonna. It comes down to commitment. It comes down to doing your work, and it comes down to having a goal and reaching it. Whether it's growing your hair back, whether it's weight loss, whether it's managing your time, whether it's going back to school, learning a new vocation, it just comes down to the simple things, 3 simple things, according to Pam, the hair doc: time, consistency, and commitment. So, yeah.
I like that. Time, consistency, and commitment.
Yes.
There you have it, folks. Make sure and write that down. Write that down. Time, consistency, and commitment. Those are the things that you need to follow if you really want to have better hair, you know. And that same premise goes for a lot of things in life. So I'm glad that the hair doc has broken it into the point and added it where if you really want to, you know, achieve the goal of having better hair, having, you know, finally take care of that ailment, that problem, that issue that has been keeping you up at nights and crying and, you know, really having low self-esteem, etc., based on the way your hair is, the condition that your hair is in, you follow what she's saying and really pay attention and do it on a consistent level based on the regime that she's given you, and, you know, it will turn your life around. It will definitely turn your life around. Talking about turning your life around, can you share an example of how you've helped any one of your clients overcome these obstacles and successfully, you know, grow their hair?
Yes, I can. This is a personal example, which it is an honor and a pleasure to actually share this with everyone. But in creating my product line, I tried to find someone, and this will sound real crazy and off the wall, but with all the years that I have had this product line, I actually went looking for people with different types of hair textures, types, and things like that, where this product just didn't work for them. It was like it did not work. It just this did nothing for me, and I happily, I have to say, I had no results. And I literally chose the most difficult type of situations, but as long as your follicles are intact, as long as you don't have patches on your scalp that are like the skin on your hand and the bottom of your feet, there is hope. And I'm gonna get to the question that you asked me. I had my father, he was one of my guinea pigs, and he used my product, but my uncle didn't. My uncle didn't have the opportunity to use my product, and I used them as an example because they were related. They are related, were related. And I have to say were because up until the day my dad passed, which was this March 2021, my father still had growing hair. And it's not that he had a full head of hair, but my product, I would say, helped to slow down the hair loss process. And he was able to have hair, like I said, up until he passed, and I really contributed to using my product. Now, as far as a pitfall and as far as an issue, I don't want to really brag, but I guess I have to brag about this product line because it is a proven product line. Now, I know in everything there are side effects, and one side effect or main issue or pitfall would be if you have an allergy to peanuts or nuts, because this product this product line is a nut-based product line. And I use ingredients like shea butter. That, believe it or not, that's a nut. I use peanut oil. That's a nut. I use avocado oil, grapeseed oil. I use biobosa oil. Yes.
All those are nut based. So you need to specify that to your clients in ahead of time. That if you're allergic, these are some of the things that could happen.
Correct. So the real only side effect, quote unquote, pitfall that may be damaging or a damaging side effect I see would be or another one besides the nut-based oils is another pitfall side effect is a person wasting the product or they use too much of the product. To me, that's damaging. To me, that's a pitfall, and that is a side effect. Wasting product, because more does not mean quicker, faster, or better.
Yeah. After living with a condition for an extended period of time, and you found what you think is the holy grail for it, you want to get that fast fix. And as we mentioned before, the instant gratification lifestyle that we live in, you tend to say, well, okay, if I use 1 ounce and 1 ounce is for the week or for the day, maybe if I use 10, I can cover the whole week. But you're saying, nope, don't do that. Don't do it. Follow the regimen. Don't try to, add on extra, because it's not going to help you. It's actually going to make things worse. Possible.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, good. That's such of a powerful story you told, and we do sympathize with and condolences on your passing of your dad, and I based on the story that you told and what he's helped you to achieve in a lot of different ways, and how he's helped you to really re-energize and reconstruct the brand and the products to really help the majority of people. It's really fascinating, and all thanks and all praises for him for being there with you and assisting you along the lines and getting this thing done. That brings us to another piece of your backstory. Because of the Hair Doc, that brand and that name that goes in there, tell us what has inspired you to become the Hair Doc.
Well, what inspired me to become the Hair Doc was, I am a natural redhead. My great-grandfather was Irish, I'm told, and so I naturally have red hair. In our family, it's 4 boys that were born with red hair, and 1 girl, which happens to be me, with red hair. And as all human creatures, when you're tall, you want to be short. When you're fat, you want to be thinner. When you're thin, you want to gain a little bit of weight. When you have straight hair, you want curly hair. When you have curly hair, you want straight hair. So we're never satisfied with what we have and who we are. Okay, and now I'm not talking about everybody, but a lot of us fall into this category. And so, like myself, and a lot of us are our own kitchen beauticians, and we try things that we have no business trying. And so one particular day, I put bleach on my hair, and all I can say is I left it on too long, and when I washed the bleach, I washed my hair out with it.
Oh.
And yes, and again, all this happened at home. That's why for me, having healthy hair at home is so important, because my issue happened at home under my care. And
right.
and this put me on this long journey of helping people have better hair, healthier hair at home. So after being introduced to a book, my mom is a registered nurse. She's retired now, and she came home with this little book, 972 pages, and she was like, "Here, Pam."
Wait. How many pages?
972 pages.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay.
We're all listening.
Okay.
Tell us more.
Okay, so she gave me the book and everything, and so I said, "Mom, who's going to sit and read 972? But I don't want to read this." And so this was about 2 weeks after I had washed my hair out because of the bleach. Once again, that was a chemical. It wasn't the chemical that took my hair out. It was the misuse of that chemical. But anyway, so I'm flipping through the book, and I happened to see it was stuff in there for high blood pressure, fever, gout, just all kind of things that dealt with the body. And so I'm very curious. I said, I wonder if there's anything in this book for hair. And I looked in the back, and there were 17 things for hair. And I said, whoa, dandruff, hair. I said, hair loss. And so I flipped to page 372. I flipped to page 279. I flipped to page 381. I flipped to page 727. And I was engulfed in this book literally for 2 years, where I spent reading and learning everything about all the things that was in this book. And I have to say things because it was herbs and essential oils. I didn't know nothing about herbs. I mean, not to say that Americans don't know anything about herbs, but this African-American knew nothing about herbs, okay? And
right.
tea. The only tea I knew was the Church's chicken sweet tea that you get, and like that's the only tea I knew, okay? And,
okay.
Right, and so I got in contact with the vitamin store, and I said to the man, I said, do you have horsetail? Do you have sage? Do you have rosemary? And I called off several different herbs, and the man said to me, are you having hair issues? That I was sold. That's when I was hooked. That's when I got the bug, because my thought was, if I can call a man, I'm not prejudiced or nothing, but he was white. If I can call this white and speak to a white gentleman, and based on the different herbs that I mentioned, he already knew my issues. I said, oh no, I have to get into this field. And this is what thrust me into this field. A lot of study, years. I'm talking, I wrote a book, Having Healthy Hair at Home, and that book contains 8 years of the education and knowledge and study that I did in learning how to help people have healthy hair at home. So I hope that kind of answers.
Yeah, eight years covered in that book covers 8 years of learning and formulating to come up with the products that you have now. Wow, normally they say it takes 40 hours? 40 hours of consistent 10,000 hours, I think it is, of learning to be considered an expert.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
You've more than covered that scenario. So therefore, that explains why it is so easy for you to have this conversation with us and to share the things and the passion that you have for, really helping individuals get over their hair, scalp ailments, to bring them to a better place of confidence and pride and joy and happiness. And we now fully understand why it is you're the hair doc. And thank you for explaining that to us.
I want to quickly interject that after creating my first product, and seeing the results of that first product, this is what has led me to a full product line of natural-based hair and skincare products. Because once people realized that I had a product that dealt with hair loss, like it launched me into a specific niche, because cosmetologists do your hair and everything, but I specialize in this is my niche that I have embraced with honor. And by embracing this niche of hair care, I did the work. And like Iyanla Van Zant say, and we all kind of are familiar with her, she always talks about doing the work. Well, I did my work. I did the research and the study of hair loss and essential oils. And 14 products later, we have hundreds. We've helped hundreds of men, women, consumers, and everything like that, stylists, kitchen beautician, businessmen and women achieve healthy hair at home.
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. Yeah. That's making a huge impact. That's making a huge impact. Love it. So what would you say it would be a lesson that you've learned earlier on when you were, putting the bleach in the hair and trying different techniques and trying different things and, doing things from the earlier phase of your growth that still impacts how you do business in today's world? So back then, what did you learn? What did you really major impactful lessons that you still carry forward till this day?
Okay, so one of the main lessons that I learned from my mistake is that it's not the product, it's not the chemical that causes our issue in hair loss. That's one of the major what is the word? That's one of the major issues that I address and deal with and have learned from. One of the major mistakes is that using perm, using chemicals, if you use it the proper way, it will not damage your hair. It will. My mom has had a perm because my mother has that back to the middle of Africa type hair. I love my mother, okay? No disrespect. But my mama had that no joke type of hair. And she has had a perm since she was 18. Her hair has not fallen out. Her hair has not thinned out. Her hair is as healthy as anything. So one of the lessons that I have learned while on this journey is it is the misrepresentation and the misuse of chemical products, because our hair can stand and can take chemicals, or we would not color our hair. We would not perm our hair. We would not put as much heat on our hair if it could not tolerate it. So that's one of the lessons, learned and everything. And then another thing that I have learned while being on this journey, and a major mistake that I learned, is for far too long I gave this product away, because like I said, I was looking for people to use it to say this doesn't work. So for far too long I gave the product away. I did not value the product. I did not believe in myself enough to put value on the product. And knowing that I have a God-given formula-based product line, I had to come to a point where I value me, I value the product, and now I put a price on it. So when I finally understood what God had clearly instilled in me was never celebrated, and although I do have a lot of repeat customers, I actually feel that if I would have initially believed in myself, I personally would be further ahead with my product line with the pursuit of other goals that I have as it pertains to my product line. But guess what? All is not lost. I am not living in that past, and I'm looking forward to a bright future, especially with this product line, and I'm looking forward to helping more and more people at this point in my life.
I love it. Well said. Well said. Said. Thank you so very much, and I'm proud of you. I mean, just hearing the things that you've mentioned and the passion that you have spoken in during during our conversation. It's real. You feel it. You feel the energy. You feel the positive notions to it. Like you said, it's not something that you just wake up in the morning and decide that you're going to do, and you started it yesterday. This is something that you've devoted. I will say it again. You have devoted, a great span of your life towards this mission, and it shows. It shows. Yeah. I mean, I went up to, we do a little research based on our callers and our people that we have on the show, and I went on there and I saw so many different reviews from based on individuals who've worked with you for 10, 15, all these kind of years, just doing what you do, and they're amazing. They're amazing. So thank you so very much for really providing this service, this much needed service to the community, as well as congratulations on finding your voice and finding that real, true, I would say, purpose. Yeah. I'll go far as to say purpose. And thanks for sharing it with us. It's greatly appreciated. As we look to kind of close things down and move things to another point, what would you say are some of the most important questions individual who has been experiencing hair loss and all these different things, and they're looking for a hair, scalp, skin treatment, should really ask themselves, or should they consider about how they should move forward? What would you say to them? One of
the most important questions that I get is why the bottle's too small, and how long is it going to take my hair to grow back? Another question is my hair going to be like this for the rest of my life? And I address all those issues, all those doubts, and all those questions. When you're looking to begin the process of restoring your hair and dealing with your hair and scalp issues, even if you're considering using myself and or my product, the most important thing I always stress is to evaluate me personally, evaluate my knowledge, understand that I thoroughly know hair and scalp issues. I've written a book. I have a product line, and once you're able to get these questions answered, you are most confident with moving forward with your hair and scalp issues.
Good. Understood.
Yes.
Thank you so very much for stating that.
Yes.
When we do, let's go ahead and move it forward. Where can someone find out more information about Pam, the hair doc, the restorative hair and skin, and how you can help them? Where would someone find out some more information?
You will find out more information on Facebook. On Facebook, the called name is @RX and X as an X-ray. You have to put in the X-ray or you will never find me. So you can take your two fingers and cross your two index fingers together. RX Hair Fix. That's on Facebook. That's on Instagram. Restorative, once again, is RX. Take those two index fingers, make an X. RXESTORATIVES, restorative, because we restore your hair. So it's restorative. The X is silent. I always have to stress the X. I can be found on Instagram. I can be found on Facebook. You can shoot me a mess. You can inbox me, or like I hear a lot of people say, you can drop a message in my DM. You can DM me on Instagram. I'm not sure of the language of the lingo. Like,
on Messenger, yeah, I could get you. We get you on Messenger and everything. You're everywhere.
Yes. Yes, we have a private Facebook group, RX Hair Fix. It is a private group where I share little nuggets with a lot of the people who have joined the group, and I answer a few questions here and there, and we offer packages that fit every budget. So you don't have to worry about anything outrageous, but you can find me on YouTube. You can find me everywhere, just like you said.
Well, perfect. Well, Pam, the hair doc, thank you so very much for taking your time out, some time out today, and really diving deep into the whole issue of hair and scalp / skin treatment when it comes to, the hair loss, the damaged hair, and all that good stuff. And really helping hair to grow back, which is a huge thing for individuals, and it really helps boost their confidence and self-esteem and, everything that goes with it. So it was a pleasure. Is there any other part? Is there any closing words that you would like to say before we end?
No, I had fun. I appreciate the interview, and I look forward to meeting everyone, to hearing from everybody, and I'm excited. Like I said, the future is big, and I want to bring everybody along with me in having healthy hair at home.
Well, perfect. I couldn't have said it better. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so very much for tuning into this episode. And like I always say, we bring on experts every single time that will really help enhance your life and take you to that place to live your best life yet. Today was no exception. We really, with the help of Pam, dove deep into the issues of hair growth and what it takes in order to have that benefits and that joy and that love for your crown, as she said before. So with that being said, do enjoy, do have a good one, stay safe, stay blessed. Until next time, have a good one. Okay, Pam, that's it.
All I wanna do